This is One Touch Football.
Alright, this is One Touch again, and I'm joined by Dean Carpenter. How you doing, man?
Yeah,
you right?
Mate.
Yeah. Alright, so first and foremost, how would you describe your career in 3 words?
Promising, experienced, and luck. So
Okay. So from the start, you know, you've done a bit in the pro game,
Yeah.
like as an early age.
Yeah.
So you were down at Millwall for a little while. Explain that experience as a YTS.
yeah, it's probably being young age. You really want to be involved in football. That's the dream, really. Then as time gets on, you develop. You come across either better players or players just as good. So it's exciting. It's exciting to be at that level, really, at that age.
So for a non-league player, like a young non-league player, what do you expect, like when you go into a pro setup? How do they train? How's it different to that sort of setup?
You train 4 to 5 times a week. Non-league, you're only doing maybe 2 to 3 times a week. You're doing everything from plyometrics to you're in the gym. It's completely different, and it's a challenge, and you rise to the challenge.
So it's a lot more in depth than sort of just the standard setup of non-league football.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. So also you've moved on and you've done a bit within. You've been scouted. So you've been scouted for a few big clubs,
Yeah.
West Ham to name, Tottenham, and also a 6-week trial at Gillingham.
Yeah.
What came of these sort of opportunities?
With Tottenham and West Ham, nothing really come of it. A lot of promises, from the agents, and it just kind of falls through. So you just continue to work hard. With Gillingham, 6-week trial, at probably the peak of my career, and I couldn't really commit due to the travel. I was 16 at the time, and I was gutted, but that's life, really.
So big clubs let a lot of players go, young players. How do you actually, as a young player that's been let go, how do you deal with that experience?
You know what? It does hurt, but you can't let anything just hold you back. I've always been taught that anything negative you just make constructive, and from that construction you make it positive. So that's a big policy in my game, really.
Okay, so after that sort of thing, you've done Lewisham. So you've done Lewisham College, and you also made a pretty good name for yourself in the non-leagues.
Yeah.
How do you feel non-league football's promoted? Do you feel it receives enough coverage?
Yeah, it's slowly stepping up, especially with the surprising FA Cup runs of certain clubs, as well as the players getting picked up from non-league. It's difficult for some clubs fold because they ain't got the backing as the pro clubs do. But I do believe it will take its name for it.
And what do you feel is the hardest thing about playing non-league football? What could you identify?
The football's really bad. You're not used to like booting a ball up the pitch and running and working hard, and that's the main negative I can give towards it.
So do you think the stereotypes, obviously, that non-league football is hoofing, route one, etc. Have you found there's certain teams that don't like to play that style, or is it generally throughout everyone's doing that?
To be fair, you're looking at 90% of clubs doing that, whichever league you step in. But there are a few managers that want to play football, and luckily enough for me, I've been involved with them teams, and it does bring out the best in your ability as well.
So why would players like yourself that have come out of sort of a pro experience early on, why do you feel that they haven't kicked on to the next level and they're still in the league?
I say it's their own drive. It's personal drive, really. Some players can hold on to the negative response that they've been released or they've stepped out the pro game. It's just self-drive, a bit of ambition, passion. It's lacked once you've released from the best, really.
And so would you say that you've still got aspirations to make it pro?
Oh yeah, I'd never let go of the dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for other players within the league, non-league football, if they've got to about 26, 27 years of age, can you see why they'll probably try and pack it in?
To be fair, once you get older, you find yourself holding down a lot of responsibilities. It could be job related, it could be child related. But I do believe there's a lot of players out there that still hold on to it.
So for the next maybe 2 to 3 years, where do you want to be within your career?
I would definitely like to step into the pro game. I feel I'm at my peak of football. I couldn't complain of how I'm playing. But yeah, I'm not hanging up my boots yet.
Okay. Excellent. So that's been Dean Carpenter. This has been One Touch. Signing out.
This is One Touch Football.